So next subject is السكتة اللطيفة, a small pause. A small pause in Salah. Some madhahib, they don't consider there is a pause in Salah at all. And some madhahib, they say one, couple of places. And Shafis, they say there are 6 pauses in Salah. Pause means just a stop. You don't continue. Just the gap of Subhanallah. That much gap. As little pause. At least that much, yeah? Shafi say, the Shafi, they say there are 6 pauses in Salah. From the way of praying, and the discussion of it is we don't want to prolong it, and the reasons for it. We'll touch on some of it. They say there are 6 pauses in Salah. What are they? The first one is between takbir and thana. So when someone says Allahu Akbar and he enters the Salah, he says Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. He has this little gap. What he doesn't do is Allahu Akbar Allahumma ba'id bayni. You have a little gap. That's from the etiquettes, and they say there should be 6 at least for the duration of a Subhanallah. First one is when he enters the Salah, between takbir and dua of istiftah. Clear? Between takbir and thana is the first one. Second one is between thana and ta'awudh. After he finished thana, Subhanakallahumma and a'udhu billah, there should be a small gap. Third one is between a'udhu billah and the basmala. Okay? And when he finishes Fatiha, between waladdaleen and Ameen, there should be a pause. Waladdaleen, Ameen. So waladdaleen, Ameen. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a very small pause at least there. That's number 4. And then after Ameen, there should be a small gap between the Ameen and the next surah. Yeah? And then when he finishes the surah, between the end of the surah and Allahu Akbar for ruku, there should be a small gap. Clear? I think everyone naturally does that.
What was the 5th one? Between Ameen and
the next surah. Yeah? And then after the surah, when he finishes until the takbir of ruku. Yeah? Done. Hanabila, they say it is mustahab for Imam to have a pause for a duration after reading the Fatiha to allow the people behind him to read the Fatiha. We have already covered the madhab of Hanabila. They say in a Salah al-Jahri Salah, when Imam is reading loudly, Muqtadi, the one behind him, the Ma'moom, he will not read while the Imam is reading, and Fatiha is fard. So the way it is resolved is that after Ameen, there is a gap, but they make the gap enough for people to, or if Imam says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, in a little gap, if they can read, they'll read. And whatever's left, they'll finish off, or they'll read at the end. Okay? So this is Hanabila. They say that gap is mustahab. They don't say it's fard, they don't say it's wajib, they don't say it's sunnah muakkada. They say it's preferred for the Imam to be a favor to the people. Those who do sakta in Salah, and those who say a person should do these saktas in Salah, they do it because of hadith of, there are hadith on it. The saktat of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Salah is mentioned in Sunan Abi Dawood from Hadith of Imran bin Hussein, Hadith of Samura, which says أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يسكت سكتتين إذا افتتح الصلاة وإذا فرغ من القراءة. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to have a pause, have a sakta when he used to enter the salah and when he used to end his qira'ah. Yeah. So imagine when he entered the salah, he end the qira'ah of, let's say, Fatiha, and he end the qira'ah of the surah. So that's the three Hanabila have. So which are according to this hadith. As for Maliki and Hanafi, these are natural saktas. They don't, these madhahib, they don't think this is a sakta imposed or taught by Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the way. Rather, it should be a natural sakta. You read Allahu Akbar and Subhanak Allahumma. The madhab of Malik and Ahnaf, they don't consider this to be a thing which is taught and forced. But the hadith of the sakta, which we just read, is there as a guidance. Clear? Clear? Clear?